Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And once again, I apologize for have been a video in a week though, but like I said, busy with work, and then had including a couple of other things dealing with as well. So I do once again apologize for that though. But regardless though, back to another movie review, and now with this movie review. I'm probably gonna catch some hell, and for this though, and I'm probably just like I said, it's a matter of opinion anyway. So, and I know, but it's gonna be like I said, it's a matter of opinion though. But it's just I know this is loved by most people. I do respect that. I do respect that it's been regarded as such a classic for a long time. I do see that. It's like it's one of those films that this is gonna be that's why you see in the title there's gonna be a / rant on this, but it's not. There's a little bit of ranting in this, and one thing is though is just that half of the stuff I think is good, and then half of it probably say 75%. 25% I think is good though. But like I said, I'm gonna catch a lot of hell for this. But if you just hear me out though, but like I said, if you love the movie, that's fine, your opinion. But to me, okay, the reason for this film is that I don't love the film of what I used to, because I grew up watching this film as a kid, but I haven't watched this film in forever, for a long time, and rewatching it a couple of times, I don't love it what I used to. I think it's just there. That's the thing. It's there, average. That's what I probably best to say. It's average movie, at best, and that is of which I would say many consider it as a classic. Yes, and that is of Steven Spielberg's E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Yes, but E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Yes, it's been. It's one. It's like I said. It's one of those movies I do respect that it's a classic. It's like the same thing with The Exorcist and Night of the Living Dead. I don't love those movies, but I respect those for what they are, because those would become memorable later on in years. You know, like Night of the Living Dead. Without George A. Romero, we wouldn't have the zombie films that we have today, or without The Exorcist. Without that, we wouldn't have more of the paranormal stuff like The Exorcist. We wouldn't have of today. So I do respect those movies on those levels, and basically the same with here. I don't love the film that I used to no more, but at the same time, I do respect it for what it is, because how popular it was back in 1982 when it came out, and later on over the years, people still love it. Probably still to this day though. But I'm sure there's probably a few people like myself that don't think it's memorable or don't love it as what they used to. And the same thing here. I don't think it's nowadays, to me, it's not as memorable, and I don't love it as I used to. And to me, I think it's not as memorable as it is, as I remember it growing up watching. To me, I don't think it's not as memorable. The thing is, when it comes to Steven Spielberg, most people love his movies though, but to me, still what is memorable to me is like my all-time favorite movie, Jurassic Park. That is still memorable for me to this day, because it's my all-time favorite movie. Or Jaws, that's still very memorable to me as well as other ones like speaking with another alien movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. To me, I find that's still much more memorable to me than E.T. is. Dealing with another alien movie. I enjoyed Close Encounters of the Third Kind. More with Steven Spielberg. What else? Saving Private Ryan. To me, that's still a memorable war film. It is considered one of the best war films there is, especially memorable with its graphic opening on Okinawa Beach. That's still very memorable to this day. But there's a lot of memorable Steven Spielberg films, and to me, I think Well, actually, some people don't consider The Lost World, Jurassic Park, as memorable. I'm sure a lot of people don't like that film either. But to me, I love The Lost World, Jurassic Park. I read the book. I enjoy the movie. To me, I think it's much more underrated. And to me, honestly, I prefer The Lost World more than E.T., you know? Like I said, if I'm going to catch a lot of hell, if it's like, oh, you don't love this movie? How dare you? Damn you, you know? You should love it like everybody else. No, I don't. I'm not going to follow the crowd. I'm not going to jump on the, love it like everybody else on the bandwagon for that. No, I'm not. I'm being, my own opinion. I don't think it's much as memorable, and I don't love it like I used to. That's why there's some ranting in this, because... for more reasons. Okay, but before I get into that, okay, with the behind, there's a little bit of behind the scenes, so like a history of during the production of making this movie. I know one time that Steven Spielberg, wanted Rick Baker to handle the effects of making E.T. But there was this project they were doing called Dark Skies, and I think Matheson. I think it was... yeah, Melissa Matheson. I think at the time she was married to Steven Spielberg, I think. I forget. I know that Kate Cupshaw, who starred in Steven Spielberg's Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, I know she's been married to him. But I think this was the first first wife of Steven Spielberg, I believe. She helped write on this movie as well. But I think that she said that she wanted to make a more friendly, good alien movies instead of like Dark Skies, and that gave Steven Spielberg an inspiration for that, and helped to do an E.T. But he wanted to get to Rick Baker to do the effects, and I think at the time during the time that Rick Baker was commanded to doing the effects for American Werewolf in London, which. The effects of American Werewolf in London were pretty good, which that helped Rick Baker win an Oscar for that, and really enough, and that was 1981. I think that I think Steven Spielberg took the designs for E.T. and just gave it to, because the effects of who did the effects of E.T., which is Carlo. Carlo Rambaldi. Which I think regardless, he did a good job of the effects of E.T. Regardless of that, it was pretty. There's definitely a positive I can say about this film. The effects are still well done. I will still say that. That's a positive I would say. The effects are still very good. And I think that Carlo Rambaldi helped win an Oscar for the effects on this film. But it's just too bad. But I think Rick Baker. I think even that Rick Baker, he a while back tweeted a picture of the original design of E.T., which that still looks very. It is the same design except of E.T. If you look at the original photo, but the original look of E.T. had more chin here, and it had more of a rounder top head. But if you take out the top rounder top of the head, which is the flat surface here, and then remove more of the chin, you get basically the same look of E.T. that we get right now. So, yeah, that's definitely it's the same look regardless. So yeah, but regardless of that, everything paid off well at the end, because this film was a huge, massive hit when this came out in 1982. It was #1 for God knows how many weeks. It easily became the highest grossing film of 1982. It surpassed Star Wars. At the time it was the highest grossing film, but this surpassed Star Wars. This grossed almost $800 million worldwide. It was now $792 worldwide, and a very minimum small budget. It was $10.5 million. It was a very small budget, and it was a huge, massive, record-breaking hit. And it was hailed by critics as a 7.9 IMDb and has a 98% Rotten Tomatoes. So basically everything paid off well at the end for Steven Spielberg, as it was a massive hit. But But yeah, for there, even though there's ranting in this though, but the positives I will say, if you want, but for versions I would say the positives I can say about this film. Like I said, one, the effects still look great, especially on E.T. Although E.T. is one that's gonna relate to one. No, but the effects are great though. They still are. But it comes to on the flip side, I never even growing up, I never did care for the design of E.T. This look of E.T. Regardless, though, even when I was a kid, he was somewhat scary to me back then. Growing up as a kid, if the way he talked and the way his voice was, even the way he moved, and even especially the way he screamed, that just scared the Well, the voice annoyed me, but just the look of E.T., especially the face expressions, and that just creeped me out back then I was a kid. But the way his voice was and how he screamed, that was very annoying. It was very ear bleeding, irritating to me, especially when it screamed. I was like, oh my god, it's making my ears bleed. Yeah, so basically, and how sad that's the thing it is. I just don't care for the star, basically the star of the movie, the title character, E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. I don't care. I never cared about him. But again, the other positive thing, Henry Thomas, he did a phenomenal job as Elliot. I will say that. Elliot did Henry Thomas, which I mentioned a couple of times because it's funny. I was surprised to see him in Doctor Sleep, when he played the young spirit version of Jack Nicholson in Doctor Sleep, when he was Danny's father. I was like, holy crap, that's Henry Thomas, Elliot himself, playing Jack Torrance. I was surprised to see him, and for the small role he plays Jack Torrance, he did a good job in it. So yeah, I was surprised to see Henry Thomas. And I know Henry Thomas would going to star in other movies. I know he was in that. I have the DVD. I did show my DVD collection. He was in that miniseries of Moby Dick with Patrick Stewart. He even played older. He played the Fourth Psycho movie. He was Norman Bates. He did a good job in that. And so Henry Thomas over the years, but I liked, but people are easily remember from this movie. And Henry Thomas, he did a great job in this film as Elliot. He did a really great job. And so the other cast, of course, you have young Drew Barrymore. I thought back when she was a little kid, I enjoyed Drew Barrymore as an actress. I thought when she was a little kid, I thought she did a really good job back then. Of course, later as a child actor, she would later go and star in two of Stephen King movies, of Firestarter and then Cat's Eye, as well. And of course, become one of the to me, an iconic role for her is when she starred in the opening of Scream. But Drew Barrymore, when she was she will become who would have thought back then she would become a well-known actress we know today, So Drew Barrymore did a good job. Plays Michael Elliot's older brother, Robert MacNaughton. Yeah, and his character of the older brother, he starts out being a douche in the beginning though, but when he has a change of heart, when he helps Elliot with E.T. I'll give a little bit of leeway to him, though. I think I would. But his acting, I thought he was fine still. Robert MacNaughton. Dee Wallace, who plays the mother, who I met Dee Wallace. Nice lady. When I use my post my little meet celebrity videos, I met Dee Wallace, and then, of course, the year after, this is 1982, the year after, she would go and star in Stephen King's Cujo, which, to be honest, I would rather watch Cujo more than this, because I love Cujo. Cujo is great, and Dee Wallace did a really good job in Cujo. But like I said, I'd rather watch, for Dee Wallace, I'd rather watch Cujo over this. But Dee Wallace, I thought she did fine, wish I had to work with. Peter Coyote, I wish I would... Peter Coyote, he's the government official, in charge of this whole thing. I wish I would see more of him, but you think that he's the evil government bad guy. He's not really nice. He's actually a nice guy, really enough. he's just there to do his job basically though. But show Pierre Coyote a bit more though, but he was fine still. And of course, the supporting cast, like one of Elliot's older brother, Michael. He has three other friends. One of them is actually young C. Thomas Howell, going to star in The Hitcher, Red Dawn, the original Red Dawn. But it was like, hey, cool. It was cool to see young C. Thomas Howell. But though I would say that I did not buy when all of a sudden they were. Girls in the beginning, they were also douchebags to Elliot as well. But of course, they just have a change of heart when they see Elliot is real and they help him out, and that I did not buy. All of a sudden, oh, they're good, they're so nice now. I did not buy that at all. And like I said, that I just didn't care for E.T. himself. I mean, the practical effects are excellent, top notch by Carlo Balram. Sorry, mispronounced the name again. Carlo Rambaldi. There you go. Even though probably that that some credit should be given to Rick Baker, considering it is looking exactly how his original design was. But still, but the effects are still really good. Definitely a big positive I would give to this movie is I really love the score by John Williams. John Williams' score in this film is excellent, and it's still, well, the film itself is not memorable. I think the score is much more memorable than the film itself, based to me. Da 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 da. I really love the score by John Williams. I would put this as if I were to make a list of John Williams' score, I'd definitely put this in my top 10. I would. Of course, along with Jaws, Jurassic Park. I even think a more of an underrated score, I think I would give to John Williams, even War Horse, I would say. This was especially that one piece of score I really enjoyed towards the end of the movie in War Horse. But John Williams' score in E.T. is I would say is very memorable. It still is to this day. It's still one of the most memorable. If you're going to consider one of the best films in film history, one of the best scores, it would probably, I wouldn't be surprised if this is on there, because I would definitely see that. It's definitely, especially when they're flying, when they're flying, da 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 da. I can only praise this score by John Williams so much, because I enjoy John Williams as a composer. Although, as much as I love the score for Jurassic Park, Jaws, and etc., though, but Jerry Goldsmith I would still say, is my favorite film composer. Because Jerry Goldsmith has his own unique way of expressing scores as well. But regardless, though, John Williams, I'd say I would put as my second favorite. I'd probably say. But the score in this film by John Williams is still memorable, and I still love the score. Regardless, though, like I said, there's some ranting in this, but at the same time, there's some other stuff I did like about this film. Like I said, the cast, especially Henry Thomas, was good. The score by John Williams is really great. The practical effects are still really good as well. And some of the scenes, like especially when they're flying, when E.T. Takes Elliot during the Halloween night, and for the first time makes Elliot fly across. Hence, you get the basically the symbol of Amblin Entertainment, of Elliot and E.T. flying across the moon. That's became the symbol for Amblin Entertainment. That's a very, and especially it's also on the poster as well. One of the posters, because the other poster is them touching fingers together. But there's the other poster of them flying across the moon. That's a very iconic scene. Definitely one of the most memorable scenes in film history, I will give credit to. Definitely. And others, and like the whole thing with, I mean, I don't need to explain the whole plot, because pretty much everybody knows about the story of E.T. So I don't need to go details, but make it long story short, too late. E.T. gets left behind by his spaceship, and they wanders into this suburb neighborhood, and basically into Elliot's backyard, and he has to hide. Well, his sister and his older brother knows about it, but he has to try to hide a secret from their mother, Dee Wallace. And And then, while at the same time, government officials are snooping around because they know of the alien activity that's going on. So that's basically the logistics of it. Because I don't need to go into. A lot of people still know, pretty much everybody knows about this movie, so I don't need to go in full detail about the plot. But of course, there's other times where like E.T. I think he's acting like an ass because times he gets Elliot in trouble. I mean, he's going through stuff, and I know he's like where he's drinking beer, and I think that for some reason why he develops this psychic link with Elliot, like he gets drunk and makes Elliot get drunk, especially when he's at school. I think this is the stuff that he did and makes Elliot do it. I mean, it's kind of E.T. acted kind of like an ass basically, and such I did not like this. The design of E.T. himself, I just did not care for. Especially when he was a kid, he was creepy to me. The design of E.T. was very creepy. Yeah, see, that's what is making my nose freaking itch, because I probably don't want to talk about E.T. And, like I said, the voice, and, like I said, this was, especially when he screams, was very irritating. It made my ears bleed. And the whole thing was, like, I know the classic line, E.T. phone home. I know that's a classic line, but when he says it so many times, it got on my nerves. E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. It got on my nerves a lot. We get it. You want to go home, but there's no need for you to keep on repeating yourself. But like I said, if you like E.T., if you like the film itself, that's fine. But like I said, there's more to me. There's more to it now. It is to me than how it was back then for me as a kid. And there's another issue with it. I have another issue with the film is the pacing. This is close to 2 hours, an hour and 55 minutes without end credits though. But it was just slow. A lot of scenes that drug on. It was just basically dragging his ass, a lot, and made the film much more slower paced, and it made it boring. So, I mean, the first 50-some, close to an hour, minutes, wasn't that all that interesting to me. It just like, slow, it drug on. I know this is stuff that drag on, like, when E.T. looking at the stuff at Elliot's place, and, and then at the time we're trying to hide E.T. from the mother, although, I don't know why the mother does not know the alien sees this alien in the house. I mean, times when she's staying right in one part of the room and E.T.'s walking around, why she's not aware of her surroundings more. Like, I mean, I can look at the camera right now. I can still see things like this side here out of the corner of my eye. Like, if I see a mouse running across the floor all the way over there, I would probably damn well will see it running something very fast running that way. So I don't know. She doesn't see this alien. It's like she can't see it like out of the corner of her eye. But well, it's probably for more of the comedic moments. And there's certain moments for the humor. For the most part, I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think a lot of the humor I didn't think was funny. I mean, funny. Well, I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was also creepy as well, seeing E.T. dressed in drag. Like dressing like a girl. That was creepy. That was not funny. I thought it was flat out creepy with the wig and the girl dress and the hat. And I did not think it was funny. I didn't think that was flat out creepy. I thought it was much more. I got more of a chuckle when he was dressed like a ghost and when D. Wallace snapped the picture and he all of a sudden falls back because of the flash. I got more of a chuckle out of that more than E.T. in drag. And that's another positive thing. I gotta say, I like the scene in the Halloween scene where when he's dressing like a ghost and they're basically trying to impersonate that's the Drew Barrymore, and then they're holding him and he's walking through the streets on Halloween night and seeing through his point of view through the peepholes in the sheet. I did like the Halloween night scene, and like I said and also another part where. I thought it was a really good scene was the school incident where Elliot's letting all the frogs out, and I like how the way it's edited and well shot because during the same time when Elliot is letting all the frogs be free and all that, E.T. is watching like an older movie, and the scenes in the older movie is like reenacting what the scenes that's happening in the school. Like with like when the door opens and like one of the girls is running out and Elliot grabs the girl, pulls her back in. The same thing is like happening in the movie. I like the way how it's shot and edited, how it's making reenacting of that from the older movie. And so yeah, so I did like the scene. I thought it was a memorable scene where they're letting all the frogs be free. I thought it was kind of a memorable scene, like with flying across the moon. And I didn't realize that the girl like Elliot stands in the back of one kid because he's shorter, and he gets on the stands of this one kid's back to kiss one girl. I think it was a girl that he liked. I didn't realize that the girl that Elliot kissed was Erica Laniak, who later starred in Under Siege as Jordan Tate. Jordan Tate, who the girl who famously now not only helping Steven Seagal out though, but probably a lot of people remember her from popping out of the cake and woohoo, yeah. And also, this is '82, and then 6 years later, starring in a small role in Chuck Russell's The Blob remake, where she was in the car with that one guy who was like a friend of Paul Taylor, and they're in the car, and the friend wanted to put his hand in her shirt, and then the girl just sort of uninflate like her face and all that. That was actually also Erica Laniak as well. So yeah, so she was had a little role in Chuck Russell's The Blob, and then probably more memorable starring in the first Under Siege with Steven Seagal. Especially with her little woohoo scene. But yeah, I didn't even realize it until recently watching it again. Well, I know during a couple years ago too, because I forgot I watched this. I remember watching this a couple years ago, but goes to show how memorable it was. I had to rewatch this thing again. So, but yeah, I was surprised to see that was Erica Laniak. I think there was one scene that was completely cut out of the movie. Maybe you can find it on YouTube. It's really like a uncut footage when Elliot and the mom were in the principal's office, and you don't see the principal's face. You see him from him sitting in his chair from his back point. I think that was actually Harrison Ford, who played the principal. I could be mistaken because I think that was Harrison Ford who played the principal in this one scene that was cut out of the movie. You don't see his face though. You see him from his back end, and he's talking to Elliot. I think it was regarding about the frog incident. I think it was. I was like, I do believe it was Harrison Ford. Like I said, I could be wrong though. But yeah, I like the frog in the school scene. And then afterwards, like, which I did not get this at all. Or okay, two things. All of a sudden, E.T. becomes sick, which hence since he's like connected with Elliot, he becomes sick as well. But the one thing is, what to me it didn't make sense is why E.T. all of a sudden gets sick and almost close to dying as well though. But why? If there was an extra explanation, they didn't put it in there because I don't know. To me, I do not know why that. Well, maybe there is an explanation though, but after watching it again, I did not see it. Why is he sick? And then making Elliot sick. And then one thing I did not understand. Okay, maybe I get the whole maybe the legit thing behind it though. But why it still felt so out of place and why? Okay, of course, when the mother finds out, she freaks out, and hence when E.T. starts screaming, once again, it makes my freaking ears bleed. Was that? Oh my god! It's like, oh, that scream just freaking got on my nerves so much. But that's beside the point, though. When she gets the kids out, away from E.T., all of a sudden, government officials start coming in astronaut suits. I mean, I can probably get the whole thing is because, well, first contact, but instead of in space, it's in your house. Maybe that was the reason, though. But at the same time, why would you take the time and trouble to get yourself in an astronaut suit? Just try to scare the bejeevers out of this family. I mean, they're walking like slowly, like it's like they're like this, like they're freaking, like it's freaking Frankenstein or zombies. They're walking in like this, scaring the shit out of this whole family. They're coming from the front door to the even when one walks through the blinds like this, walking the blinds over the person instead of pushing the blinds out of the way, they start walking with the thing over him. So to me that just always confused. Growing up as a kid watching this, that still always confused me. Why always they're just all of a sudden just coming in astronaut suits? I mean, you have people in biohazard suits. I get that part, but why come in and walk in astronaut suit though? Maybe the whole reason why I said though, but still, it was so out of place and it didn't make sense to me still. Man. And once again, a good-looking shot of photography. Like, after that, you didn't get the rest of the government officials that are slowly walking up the hill. That's a good-looking shot as well, where as the government officials and bouncers are slowly walking up the hill into the neighborhood. I did like that shot. And then once again, with Elliot, I care about more about Elliot dying. I didn't want him to die, but I care about Elliot more than E.T. But I was like, why is he sick and why is he dying? But since he's like somehow connected like a psychic link with Elliot, he's dying now. Or even the things like, okay, even though he was causing a lot of trouble before, but he has the powers, with his glowing finger. When Elliot cut himself with a blade, he peeled it. Ouch. Or even he has the power to make a flower come back to life. And then he builds his little contraption, E.T. phone home. But still, why is he dying though? I don't know. I never knew why. And then when he does die, I know it was supposedly. I know when that moment when he died, I'm sure everybody was so sad and cried. I never did. I cared more about Elliot than E.T. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to people, though, but I cared more about Elliot not dying than E.T. And the whole thing when Elliot is recovered and he wants to have a last moment with E.T. He goes well, of course I knew that E.T. was gonna come back to life. I knew that. We all knew that. But how E.T. comes back to life is when Elliot says, "Oh, I love you. I love you, E.T." The power of love. Once again, the power of love conquers. I've seen that done so many times in movies. The power of love that, either brings someone back to life or it's their courage to push and save the day. It seems done so many times in movies. Like it either brings people back to life or it helps them save the day. The power of love. Which which reminds me of that stupid scene, which I think the film did not hold up well. Inspector Gadget, when the lead lady kisses Matthew Broderick, which makes his circuits start going up again. When he looked like he was dead, and when she kisses him, even without his computer chip, she kisses him, and regardless of that, his circuits starting back up. Once again, the power of love brings back the dead. So same thing here with E.T. I love you. Boom, his heart started glowing again. He's alive. And once again, E.T., let's say he keeps on saying Elliot, and he won't shut up because otherwise he was gonna get caught by the government officials. When he's trying to shut Elliot up, he's trying to shut E.T. up, and he won't shut up. It's like Elliot. He's like shh. I'm like shh, like in that way, But then his brother helps him out. He gets E.T. into the van. They escape. Then with Michael's three other friends, one of them including C. Thomas Howell, which are they were complete meanies to bullies to Elliot, but now all of a sudden they're okay with it now because he shows that E.T., he's standing up with his heart glowing. Which I'm sorry, I didn't buy what you done earlier, so sorry. But regardless of that though, and another scene I liked, I really liked the bike chase when they were trying to escape from the cops and the other government officials. I liked the bike chase. That was another well shot bike chase scene or car chase scene because of being chased on cars. So, but I also liked the bike chase scene, and then when Ellie uses his powers to make him, Michael, and his other friends fly up with him. They're all flying. They're like, oh wow. And then and once again with Peter Coyote, you think he's the evil government bad guy, but he's not. He's actually a good guy, And he gets there with D. Wallace for E.T. to take off, and you see E.T. Drew Barrymore gives E.T. the flower pot that he brought back to life. He tells her, even Ellie's be good. Make his head stretch up, and I'm sorry, I never did like the design of E.T. I'm sorry. He's supposed to be like you're supposed to care about him. To me, I did not care about E.T. Even when he took off, I know it's supposed to be a magical moment where they're all looking up in awe as he takes off, but I was like, yes, please go home and never come back, please. Although I had to take that back because like last year during the Christmas time, which I thought was cool to see that there was that Christmas special for what I forget though, that E.T. does come back, but which I'm surprised they got Henry Thomas to come back to play older Elliot, in which he has a family, and E.T. comes back and it's like E.T. Elliot. So okay, they did the commercial. I thought maybe they were screwed up, but actually, I think it was worth it when they got Henry Thomas back. As an older Elliot. He has a family of his own. So okay, so I'll give that leeway because hey, Henry Thomas, because what's he had done nowadays? So, but hey, it was cool they brought him back. If you recall that Christmas special that came out, that Christmas commercial last year. But anyway, regardless of all that though, but me watching the end is like, please go home and never come back. So yeah, but it's like there's more ranting in this, but like I said, yeah, sorry for that cut there, but like I said, there's more ranting in this though, but like I said, the stuff that are positive, like I said, the cast for the most part, especially Henry Thomas was great. Drew Barrymore, that was good. Even I'll give leeway to Robert MacNaughton. D. Wallace was fine. Peter Coyote, I wish he was in the film more. As for the other remains of the cast, the positives say the effects of E.T. Even though I'm not a fan of the design of E.T. or the character itself, but the practical effects of E.T. was still really top notch great. I'll still give to that. Some of the direction, the shots. The direction by Steven Spielberg was pretty good, and even some of the editing by Carol Littleton was good as well. Like I said, some of the shots of showing the Saflube neighborhood, even when they're flying on their bikes, you get the overview shot of the forest and the other stuff. Those are good looking shots. Or even like some of the shots, from the when the government officials are walking up the hill. I did kind of like that. And the best part to me, I thought, was John Williams' score. John Williams' score is, like I said, is memorable. I really love the score by John Williams. I would say it's one of his best scores. And the positives, like I said, but I probably said before, but so yeah, so the iconic flying over the moon shot scene is also iconic. I like the scene with the send the frogs free. Like I said, I was surprised to see that was the young girl was kissed was Erica Laniak, from Under Siege and The Blob. C. Thomas Howell I like though, but like I said, I didn't buy him and the other two friends all of a sudden. We're cool with Elliot now. After they treated him like a bull, they bullied him though. I didn't buy that though. But I said it was cool to see C. Thomas Howell regardless. Oh, and I like the bike chase scene. I like that scene. But like I said, for the lot of problems, like I said, like it's slow, it's boring, because like especially with the stuff that that is dragged on, makes the pacing much more slower. Which made it boring as well. The first 15 minutes, you're building up with E.T., bonding with Elliot though, but sometimes like Elliot acting like an ass, getting Elliot in trouble. And of course, I didn't find it funny that when he was in drag, I thought it was creepy, not funny. What else? Like I said, I didn't care for the title character itself. Why was he dying? I have no idea why. Why was he also Why was he sick and dying? And especially his ear, it got my nerves so bad, it made my ears bleed every time when he screamed. And yeah, it was so heavy-handed that he needed, E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. I get it. You don't have to keep on shoving it in my face every time. Yes, we all get it. Yes, you need to go home. E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. I get it. Don't even keep on shoving this in my face. I know you need to go home. I get it. I was saying, yes, go home and don't come back, please. But regardless, like I said, this is why there's a little bit of rant in this. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. But it's only in my opinion. I can only judge for myself, okay? And like I said, over the years, it's an average film to me now, because it's not as memorable as I remember from growing up as a kid. It's not memorable as for me growing up. And I don't love the film no more. To me, it's just an average movie. Like I said, there's other Steven Spielbergs I would put above this. Like I said, Jurassic Park. Even the sequel, The Lost World, I would rather put above this. People don't like the film for the most part. I do. I love The Lost World. I'd rather put this above this. Saving Private Ryan, I would put above it. Definitely Jaws. Even I'd rather put Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I'd put above it. Even War of the Worlds, another alien movie from Steven Spielberg, I'd rather put above this. Or if you want to count Alien in it, the fourth Indiana Jones film. I'd rather put all four Indiana Jones films. I'd rather put above this. Even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which dealt with the alien aspect, I'd rather put above this. I know, sue me, alright? A lot of people don't like the fourth Indiana Jones film nowadays, but especially because of the alien concept and him surviving the nuclear fridge. I get it. But to me, I'd rather watch that. I enjoy the fourth one. I'd rather put it above this. I know, sue me. But Saving Private Ryan, I'd put above this. Even War of the Worlds, I would rather put above this. Maybe I would say I'd rather put this above the BFG. I mean, nowadays, I know I reviewed that a while back. I said I liked it, but nowadays it's same thing here. Maybe I'd rather put this above the BFG, because I know one thing that totally sticks out like a sore thumb for me in BFG is the freaking farting green gas. That still got me to me. That still pisses me off. Yeah, maybe I'd rather put this above E.T. I mean, no. I'd rather put this above the BFG. I'm trying to say. But other stuff. I haven't seen Bridge of Spies. I haven't seen The Post yet. More of his dramas like The Terminal or Catch Me If You Can. I'd rather put Ready Player One above this. I have some issues with it though, but still, stuff I did like about, especially probably because the whole pop culture aspect though. But I think I'd rather watch Ready Player One above this. What other stuff I'm trying to say from Steven Spielberg? Schindler's List. I'd probably rather. That's another thing. Schindler's List. I'd rather put above this. Even Amistad. I say Close Encounters of the Third Kind. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, to me, E.T. is just an average movie. It's not memorable to me. But if it's still memorable to people nowadays, I do respect it as a classic, like I said before. But to me, it doesn't hold up to me nowadays. To me, it's just average. So that's why I had to put a little rant in this, though. But like I said, I'm probably gonna catch some hell for this. But like I said, it's my opinion. I respect people's opinions. If they love the film, more power to you. I respect that because I can see why. I can still see why it's a classic still. But just to me, it's just not. I don't love the film like I used to. To me, it's just an average movie, and it's not as memorable to me. Yeah. So thanks for watching my my interesting review. With a little bit of, well, it says not just a little bit, but there is some ranting in this. So, yeah, if I would say review / rant or rant / review of E.T. But yes, it's one of my least Steven Spielberg films, and like I said, this is making me freaking itch my nose because of this. I don't want to talk about this film no more. But it is certainly an interesting review to some people if we will watch this all the way through. But yeah. But thanks. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next review. Later.